Welcome to the lifestyle segment of the weekend show. The Christian Broadcasting Network are celebrating 30 years of transformative impact, family-friendly programming, and so much more. Joining us, we have Felix Oisamoje, the Regional Director, Christian Broadcasting Network, Anglophone, West Africa. Good morning.
Good morning.
And thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having
By
me.
the way, congratulations on 30 years.
Thank you very
So how
much.
does it feel as an organization?
It's humbling to think that we've been operating for 30 years and impacting lives for eternity, as it were. And to be able to do it in such a way that, as always, you're looking for more, but yet you're able to continue to do. I mean, staying consistent. For us, that's been quite humbling.
Yeah. So what are the goals and values of the Christian Broadcasting Network, and how have you been able to achieve all of this in three decades?
Basically, what I would say, there are two sides to what we do. The first side, which is I would describe as our bread and butter, is our online presence, our programs. I'm sure you're familiar with some of the programs, Turning Point, for instance, the 700 Club, both the international version as well as the Nigerian version, One Cube Niger, Living the Life, and of course, Superbook for children. Now, through these programs, we try to preach hope, especially when you look at the society today that is filled with so much despondency. We want to let people know that as long as you're alive, there's hope.
Yeah.
We also want to let people know that in spite of all the stories of doom and gloom, there's still some good things that God is doing in the world today. If only people will focus on those positive sides, it becomes easy to navigate through life. However, we are conscious of the fact that it's okay to preach hope, but then you must give hope yourself. And so in order that we can walk the talk, we're able to produce humanitarian projects that meet the needs of people. We do water wells for rural communities. We do free medical services. As I'm talking to you now, a team is somewhere in Kaduna State providing free medical service for a whole community. We build rural clinics for communities that are far removed from any medical facility. We do women and youth empowerment projects. So there are just so many things we are doing, to add value to the lives of people. But most of our projects are situated in rural areas for obvious reasons. You live in Abuja, so we know that you are close to a medical facility. If you're ill, you have the resources to get the medications, but there are some people who can't even afford the cost of treatment for malaria. So we prioritize those projects in the rural areas. Now, how are we able to do this? We're able to do this because we have partners who love what we do and they support us on a regular basis. What we ask our partners to do, just give us the little, there's no amount that is too small. Give us whatever you can, but do it monthly. Now, when they do that, it becomes easy for us to plan the projects and be able to meet the needs of the people in the rural areas as well as keep our programs on air.
Okay, that's wonderful, all that you've been able to achieve so far. Interesting, you spoke about Superbook.
Yes.
I grew up watching Superbook, and
Wow.
I enjoyed it a lot, and it had lots of impact because of how the stories were being told, and it's been told in a way that resonates very well with younger viewers, easy to
Absolutely.
understand, and all of that.
Absolutely.
So let's talk your programs now. What impact have your programs had on your viewers over the past 30 years?
I would say it's had a lot of impact. Of course, I wish I could give you figures right now. I can't. But we usually have yearly a US-based company that does impact assessment. And what we found out is that our programs are very, very impactful. People are watching them all over. And from the calls and the results of the survey annually, we can tell that millions of people are not just watching, but they are being impacted daily by the programs that they see.
So is it part of what motivates you, being able to go into households through the TV to add value basically to families and people all around?
Absolutely. Like I said, when we preach hope, and somebody who normally should give up because life has not been too nice, for want of a better word, and the person says, you know what, from what I've heard, I'm going to just pick myself up and keep going.
Yeah.
When you see somebody respond that way, then you are encouraged to continue. And what we do, we don't tell stories that people will say, well, that can only happen in X, Y place. We tell stories of real people who have had challenges and how God has helped them, navigate those challenges. And today, they are telling their stories. Now, when you see those people and you can recognize them, they are people like you, they live in the same environment like you, it becomes easy to say, well, if God can do it for her, my case is not different. And so it encourages people to get off their backside and get going.
Yeah. So the media is an ever-changing landscape.
Absolutely.
And we all know that. So how has CBN been able to, stay relevant and continue to reach audiences globally?
First is to ensure that we invest in the most important aspect of the work of media. Yes, we know that the media is technology-based.
Yeah.
Everything you do in the media, from the cameras to the mixers, the transmitters, everything is technology-based. Excuse me. But the mistake a lot of people make is to think that the equipment is the most valuable asset in the media equation. No, the most valuable asset are the people. So if you invest in the people, get the right quality of staff, and provide them regular training to update their skills, you are going to have one of the best media teams. And I always say that if you have the best staff, even with obsolete equipment, they'll perform wonders. Give the best cutting-edge equipment to a blockhead. Trust me, you will get nothing. The equipment is not going to do anything. So we invest a lot in our staff. First of all, our recruitment process is very rigorous. We make sure we have the right people with the right mindset. We don't want people who are coming and looking for a job, if you know what I mean. We want people who want to come and make a difference. When we have those kind of people, they come in, we invest yearly. Every year we do training for our staff to upgrade their skills. Because like I said, this industry is technology-based. Technology is evolving literally every month, every year. And therefore, you want your staff to be on that cutting edge, understanding what is new out there and how to use them. That way, with that combination, you are able to stay consistent, you are able to stem the weather no matter what happens.
Yeah. So before I let you go, what's the vision for CBN the next 30 years? How do you plan to expand the goal and continue to reach lives?
The first thing is we want to stay consistent with our vision. Our vision is simply strengthening families through the creative use of media and humanitarian products and services. That's what our vision is. But it requires creating projects that will help strengthen the families. And of course, you know who is in the family, the parents, the children, the young children, the youth, and all that. So what we're doing every day is creating content that will cater for every member of the family, no matter at what level they are. Now, we've taken it one step further Before now, we didn't have our own channel. We produce programs and give to channel like yours, and we are grateful to AIT for airing a lot of our programs. But we've created our own channel, Flame TV, where we're able to put this content and then we're able to create more. Right now, we have about 5 new programs in the process of being created. So we want to continue to create new content because we realize that as the society is evolving, the challenges that people face in society every day is changing. And so we need to create new content that addresses those challenges and provides solutions for how people can move forward. So basically, we want to stay consistent to our values and our visions. But then we want to scale up by creating new content and new projects for the humanitarian side of our operations to make sure that we continue to stay relevant and continue to add value to the lives of people.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Felix, for coming on the show. And
Thank you.
a big congratulations to the Christian Broadcasting Network on 30 years.
Thank you very much.
All right. That's it for this part of the lifestyle segment. We have so much more coming up on the show. Do stay with us.